can happen to you is all your work gets deleted by somebody because you don't follow the guidelines. There aren't rules, there are guidelines. A lot of people think, oh, you can put anything on Wikipedia, but there are people who are called administrators or bureaucrats who go around and watch edits that are happening around the world. That's how Wikipedia kind of keeps its quality. And unfortunately, they don't know that we're sitting in a room all newbies. They don't know whether we're vandals or genuine people. And so they, they tend to be what I feel, is fairly ruthless. Which is why, if you're experienced, then please, go on and do whatever, however you usually work. For newbies, I usually
the link in the Facebook group.
Yeah. I usually recommend that you start in a sandbox. So is there anyone who hasn't got to log in yet? Okay, so I'll come and help you in a minute. But the rest of you should be able to see up on the top right hand of your toolbars, you have your name. And that's your username. You can get back there anytime you like. So use that page to save links. So you might even want to put the Google Doc link or the Facebook links, or anywhere where you're finding things, or the links to the articles that you want to get back to. So that's the other reason you have a user page is because those people who are patrolling to find out who made this edit will be able to at least see that you're a genuine person who lives in a real place. You don't have to put information there that you're not comfortable with, but just enough to say what your interests are and why you might be editing or have some expertise in editing this particular thing. So that's your user page, but a bit further on you have a sandbox, and that is genuinely, the American word for sandpit, and that's where you can play around, and people shouldn't. They can still see it, but they shouldn't be calling you out on stuff that you practice on in your sandbox. The other thing we usually say for new people is start by editing existing articles, because that's a lot safer and attracts a lot less attention than starting a new article. The other issue with starting a new article, you need to get it to a certain standard before it will survive. And so it's good to write it up in your sandbox, get it checked by a couple of people, and then we can just move it into live Wikipedia, and we can do that perhaps not in the heat of this afternoon as we're trying to get out the door at 5 o'clock, but we can farm that out to other experienced editors to check it out first, and then it's more likely to get to be retained. If you do lose something, don't panic or get really upset, because nothing's actually lost. There's a history of everything that's on Wikipedia, so we can get back and we can resolve issues anytime by being in touch with you. So I suppose the thing that would help us as a project is if you can try and remember every time you press save, you'll get a little box asking you what you did. And if you can at least put the hashtag that you should have on the scrolled on the bottom of your sheet, which is #WomenOnWiki. That means we'll be able to get back and see what we've done today, and people who aren't here. So hi to everyone. Oh, I'm standing in front of a window, which is not very good, is it? I'm a little shadow. I might stand around on the side in a minute. But that way we'll be able to go through and pick up things that we want to continue to work with, and we'll also be able to hook in to anyone who's working remotely. And we're also looking to do this again in other cities, and hopefully we'll be able to keep going here on a regular basis if we have enough fun today. So anyone got burning questions or what you're expecting out of today? We've got time to just go around and say who's here. I think that's it. And who you might like to who you might be like, either your interest or who you'd like to work on. So let's go that way. I'll sit down out of the way.
So I'm going to put that to my trade. So if you need any editing or proofreading help, there's probably a few other editors here, but I'm doing Cass Cook's page today. So I looked it up last night. She's got 3 months of text. It's just ridiculous. Luckily, I have I know Kaz because when I used to work at Penguin, I did a bit of work on books. So I contacted her via Twitter last night and told her that I was doing this, and she sent me the CV, which is awesome. Great. So I was actually going to say, if anybody is doing a living author, contact my Twitter or whatever, and just send me stuff because that's coming straight from my source.
Brilliant, thank you.
I'm Sean, I'm a writer, and I'm doing LMA Given. We went to UT together. I thought I'd read Brisbane.
Yeah.
I'm Laura, I'm doing
research someone new, she's a
Hi, I'm Sonia from Writer Nature. I'm doing Julie Poe's page today, so she's a senior-based writer I met earlier this year, which was really great.
Brilliant. Good, thank you.
I'm Sam. I'm working on a page. She was just on Friday here, and she doesn't have a page.
Right.
Hi, I'm Sylvia. I'm going to be creating a page for my centre by Park. So just my page. So.
I'm Miriam, and I'm doing Mary Wilkinson, who has been working with this kind of workforce for about 30 years, but has about 3 months about this. There's more.
Yeah.
I'm Fiona, and I'm doing Winifred Brickman. I had no idea of anything about her, but researching her has been utterly delight. She's a comedy writer from the 1930s and had Novel of the Year in 1935. And sounds like an absolute gem.
I'm Cody, and I'm going to be editing Margaret Hazard's page, who was the founder of the Society of Human Writers, Victoria Branch, and also has about 3 lines.
Hi, I'm Lily, and I'll be editing Mabel Brooks, who's a really interesting lady who did a lot of very different interesting things. She was married to a tennis player, and she went to Egypt. She was the head of the Red Cross in Egypt, and then she was involved with moving hospital here, and then she ran in Parliament. So yeah, it's really cool.
Hi, I'm Leo. Today I'm going to be writing about Elizabeth Eggleston and May Casey. Eggleston went to did Monash Law, which I'm doing right now. It's kind of fun to be writing about somebody who graduated from the same university as me. And yeah, they have pages that exist, but they need a lot of work.
I'm so sorry. I'm Steph. I'm doing Edit-a-Thon. There's another page. So I love the idea of working with someone who will be continuing to contribute to the very constraints that the page would get updated as the updates. Hi, I'm Han. I haven't chosen a woman writer yet, or a woman given Australian literature, but I'm more than happy to do someone who doesn't have a page or whose page needs to be updated to, their current career or whatever they have.
There are plenty. Yeah, there is so many. So I'm Veronica from the Stella Prize, and I'm going to work on Emily Ditto, who also doesn't have a page and who won the Stella 2 years ago, or last year. And that on that point, we do have a bunch of lists. So we've got a list of everyone who's been long or shortlisted or won the Stella Prize, and a lot of those don't have pages or have very, very short pages. And we've also just got a list of that we put together of different writers. So if you feel like you get to the end of what you're doing, today in this period of time and you want another one, just speak to Brie or I, or have a look. I think Brie sent it around in Brie, yeah, and the Stella list is on the Facebook event. So there's lots, we could stay here forever and just keep working.
Yeah,
but let's not do that.
Going tonight.
Fantastic.
That sounds fantastic, and if we can get get somewhere along that path, that would be wonderful. I just need to point out a couple of those guidelines, and one is notability. So one of the main reasons, other than copyright or plagiarism, that will get you into trouble on Wikipedia is whether that person belongs in an encyclopedia, basically. And the notability for creative persons, so I was just going to read that out. You'll be able to look that up yourself if you want to on Wikipedia. But basically, authors, editors, journalists, etc., they need to be, let me just, it keeps jumping to crime victims. You can be notable as a crime victim or a perpetrator, but we want the creative professionals. They're regarded as an important figure or widely cited by peers or successors. So one of the things is we can't use the person's own information. It has to be third party. So you can't go to their website and get information. Probably can't really even go to their agent's website to get the information. You're looking for those scholarly works, reviews, and that's why the OSLIT. So do we have access?
Yes,
to,
sorry,
yes.
I forgot to mention that. So yeah, just quickly, OSLIT is a really great archive resource. It tells you lots of different publications. So you just go to, I think it's oslit.edu.au, and our login username, so if you log in the top right, the username is guestaccess2, all one word, and the number 2, and the password is GU7064. So
if you've got a pen, scribble that or type it out or something.
Yeah. So that's a really great resource of, you can just see what publication someone has done. So oslit.edu.au, username guestaccess2, password GU7064.
Yeah, we'll check that in a minute. So they could be known for originating a significant new concept, theory, or technique. So perhaps, you know, if they are the kind of first person in a particular genre, or would be relevant to us today, or they've played a major role in creating or co-creating a significant or well-known work. And one of the main things, obviously, is an award winner. So if you can, you know, we're pretty safe if a national or international award, and that's why I think the seller stuff is a good way to start. That's not to say your person can't be notable, but we might have to work a little bit harder, and you'll probably need to have more references. Now, the one thing, I've shown a lot of you how to link, so that uses the little chain, and if you link, you're linking to an existing Wikipedia article. I've shown you how to do headings and formatting. The really important thing we need to know is how to cite, okay? So this is, I think I'll need to come around and show each of you individually. So if you can be in either your user page, if you haven't got a reference that you can use for your writer, then we'll just do a random thing in your user page. But if you do know who you're doing and you've brought some references and got some material on your laptop, then I'll just show you how to do the citation. It is really easy if you're in the visual editor. You basically have the option to put a URL in, and it will try its hardest to create the reference. And it also has a guide. You don't have to remember your APA referencing or anything. It actually will let you fill in the fields that are relevant for you. If you have a journal article with a DOI, it will also create the reference for you straight away. So they're the main things you need to know. Obviously, no copying and pasting. So you actually have to type the stuff in. You don't have two screens, which is a bit difficult. But if you paste in, then it will, I mean, it puts things through checking anyway, but it'll alert you every time. The other thing is, until you are a trusted editor, which is about 4 to 10 good edits, you will probably ask you for a capture. You know how you have to put in the funny characters or choose which and road signs and that kind of thing. They will go away after you've saved about 4 to 10 times. So first priority will be to get everybody logged in, and then I'll work around the room and make sure you know how to cite, because every fact that you put into the encyclopedia has to have a reference at the bottom. Okay. Any questions from people who've already started and nothing's stopping you from getting ahead? All right, well, let's just jump in and go, and perhaps, would you let anyone who's got questions from home?
Yes.
Would you?
Yeah.
We'll stop every now and then and see how we go.
Fantastic.
Question. Oh, right. So that's why we actually ask people to log in at home. And this will, if you're ever running an Edit-a-Thon or working in a class at a university or a school, because we're all coming on the same wireless and the same IP address, it thinks we're trying to create multiple accounts, and it's going to block us. What I'll do is put you on my wireless. What have you got? Hotspot, just to get this on. Once you're created, is anyone else not on yet? We've obviously gone above our 6. I should have thought of that. No, just turn the Wi-Fi off. Here, I'll do this one. So if you want to just look for your wireless and find the wireless call. Oh, you can do it. Might not be yours. Just choose wireless 12 if you can find that. There. And now it's this one.
How are you? Yeah, that's what over there. Good, yeah. I think I was a bit confused how to create. Because I've never done it before, so I'm going to just edit one of the ones on the list. Yeah, I'm going to like one even if you want to check. And then I'll just learn today, I think.
Yeah. If I use my laptop, all the people on the live stream can see my face. Hi, people. Okay, let's have a look. Did you say Margot Leniger?
Yeah.
No, she is free. How's her? What does her page look like? Abysmal. Let's have a look.
It's a bit empty. She's got this extensive history, so.
But I haven't created any.
Okay, so I thought she had one of the better ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
does she? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I can do one that doesn't.
No, I don't
I would
know.
say,
love.
yeah, like there are some that are a bit more dire than
No.
yours are. Do you still have that list that I can run through?
Oh, I can find it.
Yeah.
And then I just choose one.
I've got, yeah, if you feel free to pop over, this is a list of everyone that's RSVP'd and the woman that
Yeah.
chose to page.
And then I can just check.
You can check the followers. No worries.
So can we, if you want to go to the visual editor, which looks a bit nicer, so let's just say, down here the hashtag going on Wiki. Sorry, yeah,
Actually, do the.
oh, you have to.
Oh, all right. So that's why I just checked some.
Yeah, so give me the visual editor. All right, save that maybe. Maybe because it was the first thing you've done on the page, so now if you go back to your sandbox.
Maybe number 17.
Yeah. Let's go to your user page first. So that definitely. Right. And you definitely look at it. So now click on sandbox. You have to say create. So.
I definitely have already done that.
Yeah. Oh, line, just type anything, getting started. Anyone else having trouble in the sandbox? We've got an issue. Not being able to get an editor and not getting no, that's better. So, yeah. Now, when you get to your sandbox, there's a thing there, submit your draft for review. Don't try not to click on that because that will send it off to this whole big review process, and you're not ready for that. But unfortunately, they make this button so big, it's very easy to click on it. So now you've got the edit button. Just that should give you the visual. Lovely. So to do. So are you wanting to work on someone who hasn't been done yet? Okay. So the first thing we have to do is be very careful of what we're going to call the article. So first we have to search their name.
Same lines on Facebook. Yeah. And great email too.
So we have to be really careful with that. Yeah, and is that the name you know at with? So one thing I would do is just go to something like the National Library, just a new tab. Just go to, actually, can you do Trove? Okay. Now put her in here. And down here. People. So which one does she want to use? Doesn't look like it. Okay, do you know the title of the book? So let's go that in. That way we'll be getting exactly the right. Oh, sorry, we're still in people. We'll have to go. Yeah, there it is. So definitely want to just click on that. So it's definitely, yeah, all right, that's good. Not that I doubt you, it's just that if we get it wrong, you can't change the title or something. All right, so you can go back to the sandbox now. Instead of just getting started now. And first thing, when you're starting a new article, the first thing is a lead for either a sentence for just a short article. It's one sentence that summarises who they are and their impact. So it usually has so and so, full name, dates of birth, death is relevant, is a or was a, and then their genre, their located Australian writer, and so whatever their significance is. So you need to say winner of a reward or author of award-winning book or something like that. And one other thing you can do is go and look at some other articles of writers as examples. So when you're editing Wikipedia, you end up with thousands of tabs open. But ones that I was looking at before, obviously people like Geraldine Brooks have very long, large articles, but they can give you some ideas of the categories. Sarah Douglas was another one that I was going to show you up there, just because they have a good structure to them with their early life, their works, their awards.
I think I put in the Word document that I shared at number 2 of the whole list that I actually thought, wow, that's a good page, and then at the bottom of that Word document as well.
Oh, good. And I didn't, you don't want to freak out, like, if you're starting an article, you're not going to get it to feature article status in 1 2-hour session. So you just, even if you can just get a scub happening that we can build on. So, now I haven't shown anyone how to cite yet, but as soon as you've got a reference that you want to use, then I've got a number of studies I've showed to Mary and I was really to work on what I'm doing. Okay.
So I did some study. Yeah. Is that while for this author, the citation links directly to references here, and I'd like to do a similar thing. So I had to have like 1 to 10.
Okay, so choose, if you, somewhere where you want to put a new one, even if you don't say that, you just practice putting it in.
I just added this one here, so that's definition.
Okay, so let's just first say what's done. Okay. And remember to put your hashtag. Every time you say, put your hashtag.
Yeah, they did education tool of those things.
Yes, good. Yes, that's it. Yes, good idea. Yes, that's lovely. If you're doing a new article, then work in the sandbox, right? But if you are going into an existing person, you might as well do it live, right? Unless you want more practice. But I'll get round to you in a minute. So if you've got your citation ready, we'll get it in.
This is very interesting. So it's pretty much what it's always come up with this now, which is fine.
It's because there's a new citation template, and so any article that was built under the old one gets a mixture. And you can go and clean them up, but our argument is as long as you can get back to it. But the new way of doing it, if we can just, so what kind is it?
So this one will be the URL. So hang on. Oh, no, it's not URLs.
Let's show you how to get
Okay,
back.
so it's actually not linking. I actually changed it. This one is a link. Oh no, this is clever. It's I think it does take you to the where I see here. Yeah. And it just says see above. Yeah. See right here.
So if you just pretend you're putting something in an L and an R, so just click after.
Oh, sorry, where?
After reading, just click somewhere there. Oh, you would be able to edit it. Sure. Okay, right, so just click there and go to site. And I think what you might be talking about is that reuse. So if you want to reuse one of those, you can scroll down here. Yeah, that's what adds that 1, 2, 3, 4 across. Otherwise, you go to manual or automatic. So in automatic, you can put the URL there. Yeah, that's the easiest. But the reuse button is worth knowing about. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not totally wrong.
No, you're doing it's brilliant. That's a lot of stuff in that article. Right, so you would
So let's do the experiment page now. I know it
right, good. So and no one should have put that in without a reference. So the other thing you can do is you can remove other people's incorrect things, but you'll have to say why, and you'll have to. Have you got a reference to where she?
Well,
Okay, and you've got the copy of that.
Okay,
You've got
I've
the reference
got-
to it. That's fine. So I'm just, that is probably not going to work as a URL, is it? But it's worth a try. So just copy that. And put your words in first. So we also have to, what makes her Australian is that her, was she naturalised or?
well, she moved here and her work
It was in Australia, yeah. Yes. So and then yes, that's right. And so put your location, create a good site, and try pasting that URL. Probably
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So it's not something and we can just get So we have to go to the manual, which is going to be interesting because it's not my strong point. It is, but we'll give it a go. So we'll call it a website. Stick that URL in. You just have to, you just have to do it. Is this something you've only got because you've logged in? Will anyone else be able to get this?
No, this is just a login.
Right, good. Lovely. So come to the top of it and just see what it actually is. That's it, publisher. Yeah, so I just shut down the history set. So you can just, yeah, there is no standard for that kind of.
So would you fill in as best
As found here research, because you only get time to publish it further down. So I'm just thinking in terms of Harvard or whatever, where you should not go. So come down, that's not relevant. You only have to fill in what's relevant. And to publish it. So
That's very impressive.
yeah, so just see what else you can fill in. The fact that you've got the URL is good. So, good. So you think just let me know. So if you can one thing that's starting to get very long without any delay. Yeah, so you don't have the heading. So I will click click out to Sydney, presenter, go up to paragraph. And the normal one is works. Okay, so that's great. Is there something you've got born? How much? So the first bit stays as the link, because that tells you what she was known for. But if you then press enter there, you can maybe put early line or personal life or something. All right. Well, I think and then you come back. Yeah, so then you're another one career. So just leave that one sentence there. Someone else, it might encourage someone else to come and add something else. Yeah, when you save that, and say you created a table of contents. Okay, so that just goes. Once you get above about 7 paragraphs or your 3 or 4 paragraphs, you really need some headings. So that's good, thank you. So you got some information to fill in those spaces. Yeah, do you want me to show you how to do a citation? I've got one. You've got one there? Great. Thank you.
That is the like
She's a psychologist. Choose an ambiguity. You have to do something like that. Just save this so we don't lose what was done. No way. The hashtag. I love the yes.
Standing in there.
Just after the hashtag. Now, in another, we want to get through these captures as quickly as we can, so just save a lot when you're getting started. And then when you've done a few, you'll stop getting these okay, thanks for listening. And don't hit that button to submit your draft, so stay away from that button. Okay, so open another Wikipedia. And do a search for and the other thing I was doing is go to Codes, National Library, and check the correct form. Does everyone know about Trove? Best place for finding out about books. That should anything published in Australia should be listed there, and they also are the definitive place for the form of the name of an author. Yeah, so now you can click on that. Have you been editing a while?
No, that's not.
Oh, okay. I'll just go take, just count your. That's enough. When you click on the up there, get the link just there. Okay, sorry. There's 2 books. Done? Okay. So I think you are okay to use Julie code and you don't have to worry about. So go back now to that sandbox. Oh, that's you've done your headings. Okay. Where is something where you've got a reference? So if you've got something, or where you're based, how do you evidence of that? We can't use her website, so who's okay, good. Yeah, right. Okay. So copy that URL. Depends on the quality of that website.
Yeah.
So it's better if it's a journal or a reviewing site, but at this point, you know, it's better. It's not as long as it's not there. It's not. So go down to maybe a paragraph, 2 hours of that, and I'll everything you get.
But also, this website says 2000.
Yeah, you try, you've got 3 options. One is automatic, and then you have to fill in all the fields for your website. Reuse is where you want to use the same reference that you've already used, but somewhere else in the article. That saves you a lot of time. Just click automatic and try to generate. Even if you don't start the only thing I might do is who produces quarterly balances of an organisation. Like if that was just the name of some renowned association that might give your reference of greater credibility, you could just press insert and then go to edit. And you get the chance then of adding a bit more information like publisher. So say that publisher is Australia's best authors or something, then that would be a good thing to add. At this point, don't worry, just and so on. And remember to save, don't put too many references in without saving, because if you lose it, you've lost all that work.
Oh, well, that's great. Yeah. So maybe you were a little young. Did you create? Where did you create your page?
This is the first one.
Okay.
Yes, great, thank you.
Is that really? Well, actually, that's actually she said
You can't, but you could go right. Yeah, that's right. So the beauty of this is you know what you're looking for, and then you just go to their site, and yes, the website is really good. Yes, what I would do is go to another person that's like her, that might have a better article. But, yeah. Much better. Okay. Let's see the table of contents. So yes, use that, and I mean the really generic ones are early life. Everyone has early life, or something like early life or personal life, professional, or career, and for an artist that's usually works. So then you can do a list of works, but again you have to slightly change it. It gets a bit boring sometimes, so they show. Yes. No, you need to try and find that. So if you just no, exactly, that's right. So if you went to Osclit, have a look. Is she written up in Osclit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so find one that says biography or something.
Not in the Bible.
And the one thing I wanted to show you was how to reuse your citations. So if you, just put the hashtag. Oh, no, yeah, that's right. So say you were, so just click to Dolly. Oh, you have to edit. Yes, that's right. Yes, remember to hyperlink to other things. So if you're mentioning another author that's got an article or a publisher that's got an article, Wiki likes things to be hyperlinked to other things. You know that when you're getting lost down the rabbit hole when you go looking at stuff online. So just edit. Just click next to Dolly. You won't say that. Just click there and go site. And see the reuse button. So if you click there, it will show you the ones you've already done, because often in an article you want to use it again, the same one further down. So just escape all of that. So there's two types of links. One is internal Wiki. So if you go to the link there, it tries to find it. Problem you've got is disambiguation. So just click. Yes. Whether it's the Australian one, it wouldn't hurt. I don't know. Good. Okay. So that's what you do for internal links. So externals, you do them as citations or these stuff down here. So for example. Yes, do you have a reference?
No,
necessarily. You did, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the only other things I was looking at that you could do here, it might be an Australian Publishers Association. Just highlight Australian Publishers. No, that's a site, but I'm just saying the internal link.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. You get started and then you find there's even worse articles that are missing. Yeah, so you could then edit that. Yeah. Coming around for the second pass. This is really good. So
I'm ready to start. Do I need to decide for awards?
Yes. Now they may, lots of them may be on the same
They're all on
site, so I'll just show you how to how to reuse. So you in edit mode? Yeah, click at the end of the first one. And use site. How do you use that? Does that mean site is all yet?
No.
Okay, generate that. Probably that's okay, because Oslic's a well-known thing, so just insert that. And now go to the second one. This time go reuse. I mean, it would be nicer to use more. So if you could find any other.
Like I can go to each.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's variety is good.
Yeah.
Because if that's like especially that's right. We don't care.
What's the shocking thing?
It's a paywall because we want the best citations, but obviously it could be frustrating to students in particular. One of the great things about doing this work is all those, as a teacher, all those secondary students trying to do all this suddenly there will be some information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, did you get yourself a login eventually? Yes. Well done. Whereabouts? Sorry, where do you want to do that?
Oh, as in I put that in.
You put it in? Oh, well done. Okay. Was the info box already there, or did you have to create that box?
It was there.
Brilliant.
I just put in.
Great.
I don't know how
I'm sending a video of that.
So it was like series these all said like state of birth,
Oh,
death place.
you might get, okay, so you might have to go.
Yeah, this one. So I'm
Yes.
putting it through
Oh,
here.
good, good. Done. That was on my final advanced slide, and you've got there.
Yeah, so-
One thing you do need to do when you finish that, remember to say, come back and start on the other page.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the moment, when someone goes to you won't exist as one. Yes. So, don't mind losing just start the user page.
Yes, we're going to.
And just in there say, I am, student, I am a writer, I am a whatever, from Melbourne, get, great, highlight Melbourne, there it is. Yeah, no, those are the links. Oh, maybe it's if you take off the, that's so good. And put the hashtag in there. So you finish with your student again. It's really important to get students, but you'll have the same problem. Your IP address will probably be what kind of school are you at? Yeah, so chances are they're blocked from editing somebody. Some kids like vandalism site, but again, you can at least demo. Thanks for that. That's good. So was that answering your question?
Yeah.
Page? Yeah. Right. So and when if you've got enough information on how you want to start putting in.
And now you know.
So
Yeah.
it's
So
supposed to be
a little bit.
Yeah, so that's
That's right.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you for doing that. And you'll keep in touch. Yes. You're in the, you're still in the old editor, which is real. No, you can stay there if you're happy with it. It's just much more
I was going to say,
complicated.
this is not the usual one we've had before.
That's right. So that's, if you want to get that, just make sure you stay. Yes. You should leave it. Just worry about it. Can you just copy all that? So you don't it's not saying about it's not worrying me. So this time, go to and it's really a drop down, which you've got to say, always give me the visual edit. So now you can examples. As in to write out. Just one thing, when you want to go too much further, we have to confirm that there are no rights on
I've double checked
Wikipedia. Right,
Um,
but can we just search another tab on Wikipedia and just search that? Because if there's a scientist or someone else with that name, we'll have to put writer. Okay, that's fine. If there was, you would just have to put some writer or Australian or something. That's good. So what do you do? That's what they've got to do now. So what you read is kind of the most famous. You need not to use, actually this is something for everybody. To avoid adjectives like recently or best or whatever, anything that might change in the future. So it's best to actually put dates rather than recently in 1995 or something. And it's all, yeah. can't put in anything that can't be backed up. So if you say guest, even if they are the guests now, it could change in, or the oldest or something that could change, then you just make them work for themselves. Thanks.
Okay, so that's the word. So after century. I'm going to sneak in that you guys instructed because everyone's
Will she let you have a photo?
Yeah, there's a photo on the website. She's actually got a notice on the website that says, if you need a photo, this one.
Beautiful, because we have to be very, normally you can only use stuff you've uploaded yourself that you have rights on.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. So copyright, there's another place where there's a bit on the back of your cheat sheet there about uploading to Commons, which is another section. And as you can understand, Wikipedia is in lots of different languages, and it's not just a translation of English Wikipedia, it is actually a whole different Wikipedia. And rather than having a photo of Sydney Opera House that you have to change, or a population figure that you need to change in 15 different language wikis, we have centralised databases that feed out that information that's relevant. Like photos are in Commons, there's a thing called Wikidata which will put all of the dates and that kind of thing. So Commons, the copyright is very strong, and you have to upload it yourself or use one that's already been uploaded, and you have to make a statement that you own the copyright on it. And so that's very difficult to do unless you took the photo.
So can you put that photo in the website?
We'll have to link back to where that permission is, and yeah, we'll probably have to try and get it approved. We'll have to put some good notes around that. Has anyone brought photos that they could use? It is the hardest. Oh, good. All right. It is the hardest thing with these living people, and it makes such a difference to the article. No. The best thing, all I can say is, because you're in this space, whenever you're talking to a writer, ask, can you take a photo? There's actually another wiki project where you record people's voices and you upload those. So it's just like a 1 minute little conversation, and you ask them to say their name, because the definitive pronunciation of someone's name is the way they pronounce it themselves. And that just is really helpful when you're introducing a speaker or something, when you're actually there how they pronounce their name. So, yes, that's fine. When you create the article, yes, you'll do that, but that's fine. Yes, so you can do that, and if you want to, or other things like Edit or something like that, you
I was thinking, posting it as a form as listed. No citations.
Right, look, that's another part of the job. I mean, there's two ways you can help that. One is find the citations to match what they've put, so if the information is correct.
After that.
Or at least add your citations so the article doesn't look quite so bad. So, yeah, so you can copy.
Yeah, it's kind of thinking of what they did.
But when you save that, saved, and that will create oh, perhaps we can improve. Oh, that's right, just picked up, yeah, picked up. Oh, okay, so that's, yeah, just try preferences. Right up here. And editing tab. saying, remember my last Edit-a-Thon and say, always think of the visual and saying that. I might say that, trying to help you that problem.
No, that's okay. I did. I hadn't. I've already saved it.
Unless you're gonna actually quote.
Yeah, it's
Like, you feel like quotes to me, so you just need to have the idea.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So what I've done is I've added like just a little bit about what I can find. And I've referenced it because I'm going to have it.
Oh, yes, all right. Okay, so now see how it's done that funny thing. So just now click the edit button at the top. You might just, if you still got, is it off? You still got the link?
Yeah.
Down. So just copy that URL and just put it in there. That's a good site.
Yeah. There's not a lot of it. I'm really trying to.
So you're in edit mode now, just delete that reference. Oh, yeah, and now go right back to the end of the line. And now go to the side button. It's just easy, and then paste that in. Yeah. And if you make up something that you might want to improve. Yeah, so we don't really like communication support and so just go insert and then you get the option to edit that. I take out colonial, yeah, get rid of that last name, that's wrong. And I think the title of the article is Berkeley Minister Author. Yeah, take it, the rest of it, copy that, and that can be basically on your first one. No, just delete that or copy it. And now come down and see what other field. So you've got the website there, that is the URL, that should be in the URL, and the website should be what you see.
Oh, yes, okay, so
add on save that. Yeah. That cover sheet. Right. We've got that. So now when we're in the publisher, yeah, that name is going to be just yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
okay, that will come up.
And the publisher was Uni Melbourne, wasn't it? Yeah. So nice that. And now down on the publisher, put University of Melbourne because that was
yeah,
the quality of now apply changes. And that's good. Now if you want to use, did you use that one again somewhere else?
Yes, I'm looking at it.
So when you use it next time, there's a button, when you go to that site there, there's a thing that says reuse. It's the third thing. And all you have to do is choose it.
Oh, awesome.
Anything.
No, that's okay. That's looking good. And I'll just fill it in and when.
And that info box, is that already there on the line? That information on the line? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
So it just filled the box, doesn't it?
yeah, good.
Anyway.
So show me what, yeah, so what kind of thing have they, get a
So,
message?
no, so as you can see, a lot of information is added. Just one sentence added, or then the citation.
Oh, good, yeah.
And I'm just currently about to research that it's
Lovely. Well, if you, as you're reading, you come across anything that you can reuse your citations for this up here, and we just go in and delete that citation needed and select the citation here.
it's really, yeah, it's very, it's clearly.
The other problem is how much of it is copy and paste. That's the other thing that worries you. You know, when you go to clean up someone else's work, it's you're in danger of leaving.
I'm just wary to jump because this person is not. Yeah.
You know how to find out who they are? Do you want to say what they are? Yes. Right, so just go up and view history. So if you come down, you'll see you, and then you'll see them. So the red person means there's no information. If it's got the word bot, it means it's a robot that's gone along and looked, oh, that was my grading for the information and in categories.
If you want to see, they can look from there.
Yeah. There. Canadian, but haven't had much chance to get started. Okay, so they obviously know what they're doing because they've got all these badges and things that you don't know how to do. But we find out who. Yeah, that's fine. But at least it shows you're a person, and you can always add to it if you might want to. And so what your role is. But there's a couple of things that we look at in the history. How long ago was it started, and who did the most work on it? All right, sorry to now distracted you from the word. That's okay. Yeah, very good. Added some. Right. What was it?
No, I invented career.
Yeah, you did. Don't even get started with stuff that is around. We did a project like this with the architects. So there was the Women in Architecture group, and the number of times there were husband and wife partnership. Apparently, it's quite common in architectural firms, and the number of times where there was the article that the male was partnership was there, but not the female, and apparently that was even in the textbooks and in the reference books when we went in to get sources.
Sorry, could you share what you mentioned?
Oh, the section which I've got around now was Korean started with
And what was their women's history?
Mabel
Yeah.
Sharing love.
Well,
Sorry.